Bury an egg in your garden and see what happens a few days later. A lot of people are under the wrong impression that gardening costs a fortune nowadays because chemical fertilizers are so expensive. You might be surprised to know that your backyard can produce an amazing harvest without leaving you penniless. Raw eggs or eggshells. The most important thing for healthy plants is good soil. That's why if you grow your plants in pots with soil, put a raw egg at the bottom of each one. Given some time, the egg will start decomposing, allowing it to serve as an all-natural and harmless fertilizer for your potted plants. Would you rather save your eggs to make delicious omelets? That's fine, just don't throw away the shells. Eggshells contain elements like nitrogen, phosphoric acid, and calcium, all of which make for a perfect fertilizer. For example, calcium is a vitally important plant nutrient that plays a major role in the creation and growth of cells. If you want your plants to be healthy and grow fast, their roots need enough calcium, just like your bones do. So after you're done making breakfast, turn those eggshells into some fertilizer. There are two ways to do it. First, you can use empty eggshells as tiny pots for seedlings. To do so, start by washing the shells. Be careful not to break them, they need to be able to hold the plants. Then, put some soil inside each of them and plant your seedlings there. When you feel that the time has come to release your little baby plants into the real world, aka your garden, place them there together with their containers. The shell will decompose and supply your plants with the necessary amounts of nutrients to help them grow strong and healthy. If you don't feel like washing eggshells, or maybe you broke all of them in an attempt to make little seedling pots, there's another alternative for you. The other way to prepare a fertilizer is to crush eggshells into a powder and sprinkle it on the ground around the plants. It'll work just as effectively. Coffee grounds. Just as you get that indescribable satisfaction from your morning's first steaming cup of joe, so do tomatoes, roses, avocados, blueberries, and other acid-loving plants when coffee grounds have been added to their soil. The difference between you and your plants is that you are most affected by the caffeine, while they benefit more from the nitrogen, phosphoric acid, and potash. Yeah, who knew that other stuff is in coffee too? Simply sprinkle the soil around your plants with dry coffee grounds before you water them. You can also use coffee grounds in a liquid form. If you want to try this way, just pour 5 gallons of water over 5 or 6 cups of coffee grounds. Leave it for 3 days and then pour the resulting mixture on the soil where your plants are growing. I wonder if plants prefer Folgers or Maxwell House. Banana skins. Bananas are just as good for plants as they are for humans. And it works out perfectly because you get the delicious insides of the banana while your plants will be perfectly happy with the peel. The potassium, phosphate, sulfur, calcium, magnesium, and sodium that banana peels contain will help the plants grow fast, strong, and healthily. Just cut your banana peels into small pieces so that they'll decompose faster and more widespread. Bury them in the garden soil and it'll become rich and fertile. Just don't slip on any peels while you're trying this trick. Wood ash. You'll definitely like this one if you have a fireplace or an outdoor fire pit. Plus, it'll be really relaxing to sit by the fire and wait for the ash. This method for raising the pH level of the soil is absolutely free and moderately simple, especially if you often have a fire burning anyway. Burn some hardwood without lighter fluid or charcoal as it'll harm the plants. Once your fire has burned enough to leave some ashes and supply you with a whole lot of delicious s'mores, wait for them to cool down. The ashes, not your s'mores, although you should wait for those to cool down too before eating them. Ouch! After that, sprinkle the ashes around to supply the soil with calcium carbonate and potassium. The ash will lower the acidity of the soil, so don't use it in the areas where you keep acid-loving plants. You know, the ones that love coffee. Oh, and please remember to take extra precautions with anything involving fire, and be safe. Aquarium water. A lot of store-bought fertilizers often contain fish emulsion as an ingredient. This is because fish manure is really beneficial for plants as it contains a well-balanced mixture of potassium, phosphorus, and nitrogen. Seeing a trend here? So if you're a happy owner of an aquarium, you can get twice the pleasure out of it. Watch your cute little swimming beauties and fertilize your plants. Save the dirty water in a bucket after cleaning your aquarium and use this nutrient-packed liquid to water your plants. However, use only fresh water. If you have a saltwater tank, that's totally awesome to have, but it's a big no-no for plants. Also, don't use the water if you've recently used antibiotics to treat your fish because the water will destroy useful bacteria living in the soil. Seaweed. Another natural fertilizer having to do with water is seaweed. It contains microelements that are a favorite food for soil-dwelling bacteria. You can use both the fresh and dried versions of seaweed to improve the quality of your soil. You don't even need to wash it to get rid of the salt before putting it into the ground. Take some seaweed and chop it up. Then put it in a bucket and pour in about 5 gallons of water. Cover it and let it sit for about 3 weeks. Just don't cover it too tightly. After that, water your plants and soil with the resulting solution. Use 2 cups for smaller plants, 4 cups for medium-sized plants, and 6 for big plants. Epsom salt. Epsom salt is the household name for magnesium sulfate, a mineral compound that has a variety of uses. One of them is a powerful fertilizer. If your soil has a low pH level, this usually indicates that there's a magnesium imbalance. If this is the case, Epsom salt is just what you need. Take 1 tablespoon of Epsom salt and add it to 1 gallon of water. Spray the mixture on your plants once a month. The foliage will happily soak up a healthy serving of sulfur and magnesium, and the pH level in the soil will increase. Leaves. Don't rake the leaves off your garden in the fall. Let them be and kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You won't waste your time and energy on a strenuous and essentially useless task. And at the same time, you'll get a perfect fertilizer for your garden. The rotting leaves will provide the soil with the necessary nutrients to prepare it for the next planting season. The organic matter they turn into will get back into the soil and make it rich, ensuring a nice harvest for the next season. There are some other simple methods to make your soil fertile that might sound weird at first, but are in fact super effective. Gelatin. It's a great source of nitrogen that is especially beneficial for houseplants. Simply stir 1 packet of gelatin in a cup of hot water and then mix it with 3 more cups of lukewarm or cold water. Pour it on the ground around your plants every month. Hair. Yep, you've heard correctly. Human, dog, cat, or even horsehair is full of nitrogen, and it keeps deer away from snacking in your garden. Put it in the soil and wait for the results. Oh, and just ignore the weird stares from your neighbors. Matches. Kicking it a little old school here since not many people still use Easy Strike matches anymore. But if you do, good for you, because these bad boys are a perfect source of magnesium for soil. Simply stick an unused match in the hole together with a plant. You may want to soak the match in some water first to help the magnesium dissolve faster. Powdered milk. Powdered milk isn't just for humans, you know. It's a great source of calcium for plants as well. Just add powdered milk to the soil before you start planting your flowers or vegetables. Green tea. Again, not just for people. Green tea enriches the soil and helps the plants stay healthy. You can either use a weak solution of this drink, 1 tea bag for 2 gallons of water, to water the plants once a month, or put green tea leaves straight into the ground. Now you can have a tea party with your garden. Do you have your own gardening secrets? Tell us in the comments below and share your experience and achievements. Successful gardening is something to be proud of, you know? Remember to appreciate this video with a like. If it can get 10,000 likes, we'll show you the biggest fruits and vegetables ever grown. To stay tuned in to all the newest videos, hit the subscribe button and join us on the bright side of life.